Now I want you to do something for me. I want you to stop for a moment and think about what a photograph actually is. Not what it feels like to look at one, not the emotional response your brain produces when you see a beautiful image, but what a photograph physically is at the most fundamental level. A photograph is a two-dimensional pattern of light frequencies captured by a sensor and converted into colored pixels on a screen. That is the complete physical description. The photograph does not contain temperature, it does not contain chemical composition, it does not contain pressure or radiation levels or the biological consequence of touching the surface it depicts. A photograph is purely a visual record and nothing more. Now I want you to think about what happens when your brain looks at that two-dimensional pattern of colored pixels. Your brain does not see pixels. Your brain sees a place. It performs this remarkable and completely automatic reconstruction of physical reality from pure visual information. It assumes that if something looks warm, it is warm. It assumes that if a surface looks like dry, crumbling dirt, it will behave like dry, crumbling dirt. It assumes that a sky with wispy clouds indicates breathable air. This automatic biological reconstruction is extraordinarily useful on Earth because on Earth the visual environment and the physical environment are deeply correlated. When your ancient ancestors looked at a dark cave opening, the visual darkness genuinely correlated with the physical danger of predators inside. The visual reconstruction was reliable because it evolved on this planet, but now we have pointed our cameras at a completely different planet, a planet operating under a fundamentally different set of physical constraints, and we are making the same automatic biological assumption that the visual pattern maps accurately onto physical reality. We look at those gorgeous high-definition photographs from the Martian surface, and we see a dry orange desert with rolling hills and a dusty sky, and our brain immediately and confidently reconstructs the experience of standing in the Sonoran Desert in Arizona. The visual patterns are so similar that the reconstruction feels completely legitimate, and that feeling is one of the most dangerous physical illusions in the history of human exploration. Think about a painting in a gallery. Suppose an artist has painted an enormous, beautifully detailed image of a roaring campfire. The colors are precisely right. The orange and yellow tones glow on the canvas with warmth and comfort. Now suppose that canvas is physically frozen to within a few degrees of absolute zero. And suppose the orange paint is not ordinary acrylic, but a highly reactive chemical compound that violently burns biological tissue on contact. You walk up to that painting and every visual signal in your brain tells you this is a warm, comforting fire. But the moment you reach out to touch that glowing orange surface, you are simultaneously frostbitten and chemically burned. The visual image and the physical reality are operating in complete opposition to one another. The painting is a beautiful lie. That is the mechanical situation on Mars. The cameras on our rovers are extraordinarily sophisticated instruments. They faithfully capture the visual geometry of the Martian landscape with tremendous precision. But those cameras cannot capture the pervasive chemical toxicity saturating every single particle of that red dust. They cannot capture the brutal thermal physics of an atmosphere too thin to hold energy. They cannot convey the radiation environment blasting down from an unshielded sky. The photograph is accurate. The physical reconstruction your brain builds from it is devastatingly wrong. Let us start peeling this apart properly. When most people think of a desert, they think of dry sand and hot sun and very little water. That is the fundamental Earth-desert model. No biological life-giving moisture, moderate air pressure, breathable nitrogen and oxygen, hot days and cool nights. That is what the word desert means to a human brain shaped by evolution on this particular planet. And when you look at images of the Martian surface, your brain classifies it immediately. Desert, the same category. Dry, reddish, open, arid, category match. Physical assumption complete. But here is where the machinery completely breaks down. The Martian surface is not operating under the physical laws of a desert. It is operating under something closer to the physical laws of deep space with a thin, theatrical scattering of dust and rock placed on top to confuse the visual system. Let me be very precise about this. The atmospheric pressure on the Martian surface is roughly 0.6% of the atmospheric pressure on Earth. On Earth, atmospheric pressure is the mechanism by which the air physically holds and distributes thermal energy. The pressure keeps the air dense enough to conduct heat away from your skin, to buffer temperature gradients, to create the thermal equilibrium that makes biological life possible at the surface. Remove the pressure and you remove the thermal buffering entirely. Here is a physical consequence that is genuinely shocking to think about. If you were standing on the Martian surface in the middle of the day with full sunlight striking your suit from above, the thermal radiation from the sun is hitting the top portion of your suit with reasonable intensity, but your boots are resting on dirt that is sitting in a near vacuum. On Earth, the air between your boot and the ground conducts thermal energy. On Mars, that thermal conduction pathway is essentially absent. The temperature at the surface of the dirt under your feet could be well below the freezing point of carbon dioxide while the top of your helmet is absorbing direct solar radiation. There is no thick blanket of pressurized gas to smooth out that temperature gradient. You are simultaneously in a thermal refrigerator and a radiation oven, depending entirely on which direction you are facing. The visual image shows bright sunshine and open sky. The physics is carving your body apart with opposing thermal extremes. And now let us talk about the dirt, because this is where the chemistry becomes genuinely extraordinary in the most alarming possible way. The red color of Mars is not mysterious. The iron oxide in the surface mineral composition gives it the characteristic reddish hue, and that is well understood. But what the visual redness completely fails to communicate is what else is saturated throughout that fine red dust. The chemical compounds known as perchlorates are distributed across the Martian surface in concentrations that are genuinely remarkable by Earth standards. These are not trace quantities. Measurements from multiple missions indicate that perchlorate compounds are a significant and widespread component of the Martian regolith. Now, what is a perchlorate and why should the chemistry concern you deeply? On Earth, perchlorate compounds are manufactured industrial chemicals. We use them primarily as the oxidizing component in solid rocket propellants. The oxygen-rich nature of the perchlorate ion is precisely what makes it useful for releasing tremendous energy in combustion reactions. We also use perchlorate chemistry in powerful industrial bleaching applications. These are not mild or passive substances, they are chemically aggressive oxidizing agents. Now take that chemical and imagine it ground into an extraordinarily fine powder, far finer than ordinary terrestrial dust, and distributed uniformly across an entire planetary surface. This fine distribution is the key mechanical concern. The finer a particle, the greater its surface area relative to its volume. And greater surface area means greater chemical reactivity per unit mass. The Martian dust storms that periodically engulf the entire planet are distributing this chemically reactive perchlorate-laden powder in suspension throughout the thin atmosphere. Every surface it settles on receives a fresh coating of reactive chemistry. The biological consequences for human tissue are severe. Perchlorates are potent thyroid disruptors. The thyroid gland is the organ responsible for producing the hormonal signals that regulate metabolism across every cell in your body. Perchlorate ions interfere with the mechanism by which the thyroid gland absorbs iodine. Without iodine uptake, the thyroid cannot produce the hormones it needs, and the metabolic regulation of the entire organism degrades. This is not a minor inconvenience. Thyroid disruption affects neurological function, cardiovascular function, temperature regulation, and growth processes. Long-term exposure to perchlorate compounds at elevated concentrations produces serious clinical consequences, but the thyroid disruption is only the metabolic consequence. The oxidizing nature of the perchlorate chemistry means direct contact with biological tissue also presents the chemical burn pathway. The reactive oxygen chemistry that makes perchlorates useful as rocket fuel oxidizers is the same chemistry that damages biological molecules through oxidative stress. The beautiful red planet is coated in a thin, persistent layer of chemically aggressive bleach that will attack your thyroid function from the inside while simultaneously damaging your skin and lung tissue from the outside. And the dust gets inside. This is a critical mechanical reality that the photographs do not communicate at all. The particle size distribution of Martian dust is extremely fine. These particles are small enough to be lifted by even the faint Martian winds and kept in suspension for extraordinarily long periods. Any pressure suit will eventually accumulate dust on external surfaces. Every airlock transition has the potential to introduce fine perchlorate-laden particles into the habitat environment. Every surface exploration creates a dust contamination problem that does not resolve easily because the particles are simply too fine to settle quickly and too chemically persistent to become harmless over time. Now add the radiation environment and the picture becomes complete. The Earth is shielded from the most energetic solar and cosmic radiation by two separate protective mechanisms. The magnetosphere deflects charged particles from the solar wind before they reach the upper atmosphere. The thick column of atmospheric gas above you absorbs and scatters high-energy photons and secondary radiation. Mars has neither protection operating at meaningful levels. The Martian magnetic field is vestigial and patchy. The thin atmosphere provides a fraction of the radiation shielding that Earth's atmosphere provides. The surface of Mars receives radiation doses from solar energetic particle events and galactic cosmic rays at levels that would present serious biological risk for extended exposure. The photographs show an open sky. Your brain interprets an open sky as benign, as the familiar blue sky of Earth. But the physics of that Martian sky is delivering a radiation environment that would increase cancer risk and damage neurological tissue with prolonged exposure. Every photograph of the Martian horizon is a photograph of a radiation exposure problem that is completely invisible to the optical sensors capturing the image. So let us put this together with clarity. The human brain performs an automatic and sophisticated physical reconstruction from visual information. This reconstruction is reliable on Earth because it evolved here. When we point cameras at Mars and receive back visual information, the brain performs the same reconstruction and produces a confident physical model. It sees a desert. It feels the familiar template, and the template is wrong in every physically significant dimension simultaneously. The temperature is not desert temperature. It is a thermal vacuum condition that creates lethal gradients with no atmospheric buffer to smooth them out. The atmosphere is not thin desert air. It is a near vacuum that provides no thermal regulation, no radiation shielding, and no biological pressure support. The dust is not weathered geological powder. It is a chemically reactive perchlorate mixture that will disrupt your endocrine system and oxidize your biological tissue. The sky is not a thin blue sky. It is a minimally shielded radiation environment delivering ionizing particles to the surface continuously. The photographs are not lying in the sense of being inaccurate visual records. The cameras are doing their job with considerable precision. The deception is in the gap between what a camera measures and what a human body would experience. A camera measures light frequencies and intensity distributions. A human body measures pressure, chemical contact, thermal gradient, radiation dose. These are completely different physical measurements of the same environment, and they produce completely different physical realities depending on which instrument is doing the measuring. Nature is not romantic. Nature does not care at all about our pioneering spirit or our grand visions of standing on the red hills and looking back at Earth as a distant pale dot. The chemistry of the Martian surface does not pause for inspiration. The thermal vacuum does not make exceptions for courage. The radiation environment does not distinguish between a visiting hero and any other biological organism. The physics operates with complete indifference to what the photographs look like or what stories we choose to tell about them. The red planet is beautiful. The photographs are genuinely stunning. But beauty is a measurement made by a biological brain processing visual frequency information. It is not a measurement of chemical safety, thermal stability, or biological survivability. The most important scientific habit of mind is the ability to separate the visual pattern from the physical reality, to ask not what does this look like, but what does the physics actually say is happening here. And when you apply that habit to Mars, the answer is unambiguous. The visual appearance is a stunning red desert. The physical reality is a toxic, frozen, irradiated near vacuum that would begin killing you through multiple simultaneous mechanisms the moment the protection between you and it failed. That is the beautiful lie of the red planet, and now you cannot unsee it.